Welcome to Skinny TV on YouTube once again. Let's talk about Ghana Black Stars team, especially World Cup history. Yes, don't forget 2026 Ghana Black Stars. We are going to USA, Mexico, and Canada. And this is the episode 2 of the Black Star podcast here live on Skinny TV. As I said in the first episode, going forward, we are going to get a dedicated channel for this particular episode. Today, I'm still seated with the man himself, Bernardo. Bernardo, Charlie, welcome.
Yeah, boss, thank you.
Yeah, last time people were like, Charlie, I didn't introduce you well. I hope you saw it in the comments.
Yeah, I saw the comments.
Yeah, so who is Bernardo? Shortly.
Okay, so Bernardo is an upcoming sport journalist who has worked with 102 media houses in Cape Coast.
Sure.
I've worked with Eagle FM in Cape Coast during my university days, and then currently doing 102 with Castle 90.3 right here in Cape Coast.
Solid. So guys, that is Bernardo for you. He is the man who has all the history, all the tactics, everything in mind. And see, guys, he's solid. And I know you guys are already enjoying him. Don't forget to also add your thoughts and comments in the comment box. I'll do my best and give some few shout outs in this update. And going forward, we'll also be bringing you guys more on this channel. So today, we are going to talk about the Black Stars team's defense in the World Cup. You know, last time we spoke about goalkeeping. And this weekend, the goalkeeping aspect is actually trending. Some are saying Benjamin Asare shouldn't be number 1. Some are also saying Atizigi shouldn't be number 1. And, you know, vice versa. Some are saying Asare should be number 1. Others are also saying Atizigi should be number 1. A whole lot of things are going on. But you cannot talk about the defense, goalkeeping without checking the defenders who are actually helping the goalkeeper to defend. You know, the defender starts from the goalkeeper to the defense line. So in this one, we are going to have a conversation about Black Star journey in the World Cup from 2006 to 2026 World Cup. So, Bernardo, Charlie, take us through. We are not going to waste time, crap. From 2006, let's talk about the Black Stars team. World Cup in 2006. Who were our defenders and how was their performances, everything in the tournament? Let's go.
Okay, so a very good evening to whoever is watching us on Skinny page on YouTube or Skinny TV on YouTube.
Yeah.
We thank you for how we have shown love to our first episode.
Sure.
The comments were just positive. So
Exactly.
we are just here to tell you that more of this will be coming as when we have the opportunity to be here. Ghana has participated in a lot of World Cups. We have talked about it in the first episode when we were talking about the goalkeepers. We have been to the World Cup in 2006, in 2010, in 2014, and in 2022 at the Qatar World Cup edition. So we have seen that in any team that they perform at any top level of football, there is always and there will always be a top-notch class of defenders that has been there. If we talk about club football, if we talk about national team football, we always have defenders who have been part of that team, marshalling the back for every national team or every club football that they play. And
exactly.
We want to really highlight on our defenders and see some defenders who have been part of the Black Stars, and then we'll rekindle our history a bit, and then we'll just look at some players who have played for the Black Stars and now we don't really hear of them again because they are playing these are just over. So 2006 World Cup at Germany, we saw great players playing, and there was a lineup for the 2006 World Cup. The squad came and then we had these players in our lineup for us. So we had Hans Edusape, if you recall.
Edusape, Charlie, solid guy.
Yes. Very, 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 very solid. Then he was playing for VSB Wolfsburg. Then in the German Bundesliga, we had Sami Kufuor. He was playing his trade for the Bavarian Giant, and at a point he moved to AS Roma in Italy. So Sami Kufuor was also there top-notch defender by all standard. John Mesa, the Rock of Gibraltar, one of the solid defenders we have had in the Black Stars.
Sure.
He was playing for Stade Reims in the French league, and then he was just up there. Emmanuel Adokwe Papu, where we do recall him, was a very solid guy. He was playing straight in the Israel League, and then he was just there. Shida Iliasu, it was one of the few players who had the opportunity to be with the Black Stars. And then he was playing for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, top-notch defender back in days. He was
local
just
league.
there. Yes. He
So
was
guys,
just there.
last time, don't forget we spoke about goalkeepers who actually made the World Cup squad
Exactly.
from the local league.
Exactly.
Defenders too, we have Shila Iliasu, first player. Okay,
Yes.
let's
So
continue.
Shida Iliasu was part. Habib Mohammed, if you recall, he was with King Faisal Baby. Those days.
Alhaji Grossa.
Yes, Alhaji Grossa's King Faisal. Not the one we have. Those days, King Faisal was just a team to watch in the Ghana Premier League.
Okay.
And we had John Pinto, the controversial man with the flag. And he was also playing his for in the Israel League. And then that conversation is just for another episode.
And you know, not to cut you off, he actually repeated that flag thing when Ghana qualified for the World Cup recently with Kwesi Sibo and some Blaster players, because currently he works as part of the Blaster technical team.
Yes, he's assistant coach for the Black.
At first he was assistant. Right now, Charlie, then bring your man down. Right now he's part of the performance coach. Currently he's even offering his license A coaching course in Pram. So
okay,
so
probably you get it. You see, the World Cup is a big thing. That's one thing we need to understand. I've seen a lot of agendas which people want to do on this.
Charlie.
I believe that, you see, we are going to a World Cup, and World Cup is a different environment altogether. We will need a lot of brains at work at the World Cup because we really want to go and excel come this summer. So
we just don't want to go and group stage that we are out.
We are not going to add up to the numbers. So personally, I have no problem with. So John Pinto was also there. Dan Quay. Those of us who really like the Ghana Premier League. Dan Quay was a solid defender at the back.
Okay.
If you recall the kind of performance he put up, even in our qualifiers, he was just there. He was just exceptional. Proud to be qualifying for the World Cup, and eventually he was part of the squad that went to Germany. And then Issa Ahmed, he was also with Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Yes. At our defense, we had 4 solid players from the Ghana Premier League who were part of the squad, and then they helped us at our maiden edition at the World Cup, and eventually we moved out from the group stages, and then we qualified to the round of 16. These are some of the players who start at the back for us. So far as the 2006 World Cup, our maiden edition is concerned.
Okay.
Samuel Osei-Kuffour, John Pentel, Emmanuel Adokwe Papo, and then Habib Mohammed and Shige Iliasu. These are two guys who were playing in the Ghana Premier League, and you just had to be there. Their performance at the World Cup was just excellent, and it was just there for us that was when our Ghana Premier League was very solid. Not what we are seeing just currently, but I think a bit. We are picking up from the scratches. We definitely will get there. But Samuel Osei-Kuffour was our star man at the back for us in 2006. Though there were some controversies surrounding the Brazil game. I think that in the comment section, people will bring their thoughts, and there's some people who might even.
But why are you skipping the first game?
Well,
you are going to the Brazil game. You have to talk about the first game before you go to Brazil.
Yes, game. So I'm just highlighting
the game against Italy. Samuel
Osei-Kuffour. But the game against Italy is one of the games. If you remember in our first episode, I was talking about it. We lost the game 2-0 to Italy.
Okay.
It was also one of our best games at the World Cup because we went to the World Cup. We're playing Italy, and look at the squad for Italy.
Yes.
They were just players on top level.
In fact, that was also our first game ever in the World Cup.
Exactly, and then we didn't meet any team not less than Italy. Italy were just the likes of Cannavaro, Tony Totti. You just had to be there to beat Andy Peru. You just had to be there
solid squad
to just watch this keeper. And who was even in their pool for them? The legendary Gianluigi Buffon. He was in pool. So it clearly tells you the Italy squad was just top notch. And in that game, we did very well.
Okay.
But though we lost in that particular game, we played against the United States of America. We played against Czech Republic, and eventually we qualified, and then we went to the round of 16. Round of 16 was a bit harder for us. If you can remember R9 in that game against you just have to be there. If you have not watched, if you are not there at that time, you can just pick up the video on any YouTube page, and then you can
just go and enjoy that game. I think it be the offside trap. That offside trap, Charlie.
You
Brazilians,
see,
them are IQ in football.
the offside trap we revolve our man right now. We call them high line
Highlight,
football.
yes. You
Yes,
know, FC Barcelona's highlight.
yes.
You know,
So I think that game was just a game that some of us were there. We just don't want to talk about it. But all in all,
Charlie, then you grow up, huh?
oh, all in all, someone say Kufo was just an exceptional defender for
Okay.
us in 2006 World Cup. In 2010,
Okay.
it was also one of our good World Cups that we witnessed in 2010, and I think that 2010. Nobody can convince me that 2010 wasn't our best performance at the World Cup. It was played on the African continent for the very first time
Sure.
in South Africa, and you just had to be there. We saw the performances of the Ghana Black Stars. We saw the performances of our players, and it was just unfortunate for us that we couldn't qualify from the quarterfinals.
Okay.
We went into the World Cup with John Mensah again, and this time around, he was not just a squad member. He was an impeccable person or a starter in our team. He was then with Sunderland. If you could remember, yes, he was with Sunderland. And then John Pinto from the Israel League has moved to Fulham in the
EPL.
The English Premier League. And Isaac Vossa, if you remember him,
I know Vossa.
yes, Isaac Vossa's performance was just top notch for Hoffenheim. Then his performance was just there, and then Hans Edusape had moved from Wolfsburg to buy O for Leverkusen, and then he was just on top form.
Charlie, so if you look at the teams that our players were playing there, see John Mensah that time Sunderland. You are talking about who again?
John Pinto
at that time Fulham, right back. Then who again?
Vossa.
TSG Hoffenheim in Germany. Then who again?
Hans Edusape.
Bayer Leverkusen. Charlie, that time to Bundesliga was there.
It was on top level.
Charlie.
And then Samuel Inkum. Yes.
Solid right back.
After the 2009 Under-20 World Cup and AFCON, he had moved to FC Basel. Basel then. Basel then wasn't the Basel.
They were solid.
Yes, they were very solid. Even in the Europa League those days, their performance was just top notch. And then Jonathan Mensah from Granada in the Spanish Colorful La Liga, he was there. He added to the team. And Lee Addy from Brecum Chelsea in the Ghana Premier League.
That guy, I think he was also part of the Under-20 team.
Exactly.
That guy was solid. Liadi. I did feel that guy.
And then we had Rahim Ayew joining the squad. And then he was playing for Zamalek in the Egyptian league. So it clearly tells you the kind of...
Ayew, then Jordan's brother.
Yes.
Rahim
Ayew.
Senior brother.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
His hair shape is just like my own. His hairline is just...
Rahim Ayew, I beg. He be my guy.
Oh, yes, but...
Oh, my guy.
It is true. His hairline and my own.
So, okay. Well, Rahim go here. All right.
So at the 2010 World Cup was arguably our best World Cup we have ever performed in the history of the World Cup. We saw Ghana play, and then at the World Cup, I think one of the players who starred in our World Cup at our back line, you can never mention the players and you leave out John Mensah.
John Mensah, the Rock.
He was just there. His performance was top level, and John Pinto was also solid at our right back. Look at his set runs, the crosses he was doing for the Black Stars of Ghana, the supplies he sent into the 18-yard box, and then other passes he sent. Hans Edusape was also on top level. Isaac Vossa, Jonathan Mensah, and Liadi. These are guys who made the squad, and then they made the match day squad, and their performance was just something to write home about. And I think that in 2010 World Cup, we lost in the penalty shootout to Uruguay, but we left at the World Cup, and we left a big mark for African football so far as the World Cup was concerned. Because after 1990, no other African country had qualified to the quarterfinals of the World Cup.
Exactly.
It took a certain Black Stars of Ghana with this squad, with these players, and John Mensah at the back line, marshalling everything, instructing, tackling, and then controlling everything, and then we're able to sail through, and we went to the quarterfinals. Eventually, we lost on penalties, and I think that it was
that penalty is that Charlie, that John Mensah penalty. Yeah.
I'm told he had a muzzle pull.
He didn't get any muzzle pull, Yes.
But you see, people do blame Asamoah, but there's one thing that we need to commend Asamoah for. In that game, he scored a penalty on open play. But during the penalty shootout, he stepped up. scored the penalty.
Yeah,
So
solid
clearly,
mentality.
exactly. Clearly
Solid
tells you that
mentality.
Asamoah was just there. His performance was just on top level.
Sure.
And these are the players that we saw their performance in the 2010 World Cup.
Okay. So let's go to 14.
Yes, in 2014,
Brazil.
Brazil. So 2014, Brazil, we had Samuel Nkunku back into the squad. Daniel
Okay.
Opari, if you could remember, he was also part of
I do.
their under 20 team that
Sure.
won the AFCON and then the World Cup eventually. He went to Castilla, that is the Real Madrid Academy, and then the rest was just history.
That history there. You know, I think this guy, Sadiq Adams. Sadiq Adams also passed through Madrid. Small.
Atletico Madrid. Yeah, Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid has not really been fruitful to certain Ghanaians. You remember Bernard Mensah.
Bernard Mensah, yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
he also went, and I think
that left back, right?
Yeah, I think his training session. They were saying that he vomited at the training session. It was just a different ball game altogether. But Samuel Nkunku was there. Daniel Opari was playing for Standard Liège. Harrison Affo for the Esperance.
Okay.
Harrison Affo at Esperance. You just had to be there witnessing his performance.
Harrison Affo, he's one guy personally that they rate him. Like that guy was solid, whether right back or left back.
Exactly.
Harrison was there, you know.
And his performance for Esperance was just there. And John Boy, if you could, John Boy, for starting
the money man.
I'm telling you right now, he's a photographer.
Charlie, he's making good money.
There is this story I saw on Twitter. I was like, this boy's did an agenda. Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe it though, but if it is true, after all, it is just side hustle, you know.
Photography is a big professional.
Charlie, money day inside.
Sometimes we downplay the activities of in general, even bloggers in this country. We feel like bloggers they don't have anything to do, and then they are just
photography for US. Make we go.
So John Boy was there, and then Jonathan Mason, then who had come of age because he had been with the Black Stars in 2010 World Cup, and then he was there in 2014. And then the boy from Cape Coast, RS Rashid Sumaila, he played for Busuan Dwarfs. He moved to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and by then in 2014 he was playing for the Melody Sundowns, and he was just a top-notch defender. Those of us who had the opportunity to watch him at the Sudu Sports Stadium, you just had to be there to witness.
Rashid was very good player.
Yes, Rashid was a very good player by all standard, and he was a very, 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 very good defender, even for the Melody Sundowns in the PSL in the PSL in South Africa. So 2014 World Cup. The only highlight in that particular World Cup was the money scandal that happened. A whole lot happened with the money scandal, the coconut issues, and those things. Really diverted our attention from our attention on the field of play, because the issues with Kevin Prince Boateng, the issues with Sule Muntari,
the management
members. But nothing can take away the performance of the defenders, because we had John Boy, we had Jonathan Mensah, we had Harrison Affo, we had Daniel Opari, and then we had Samuel Nkunku. Arguably, these were new faces into our backline, and they were young. Though Jonathan Mensah had tasted some games in 2010, but we went into the World Cup, and then you clearly see that these are players that we are migrating them from the under 20 squad that won the World Cup and that won the AFCON for us, because we had Samuel Nkunku, we have Daniel Opari, and we have Jonathan Mensah. These were players who played in that particular tournament, and also gradually we migrated them into the 2014 squad. So we're just if you are not looking at the monetary issues and then those issues concerning the management committee and some players, this is some of the highlights that we needed to have taken a critical look at as a country. The development of our players from our junior sides, and I think that is something that we used to do. And these days it is not there. But I'm hoping that gradually we'll get there. You can't also blame our technical team, because you clearly see that some of the players, they wouldn't be there, and then they are just moving outside the country in just about 6 months, and they are back. So these are players who played for Ghana in 2016, 2014.
And I think the 14 we performed well. In fact, on the pitch, even though we had issues, look at how we performed against Germany.
I think it was voted the best. It was voted the best game at the World Cup.
2014 there. Had it not been those problems, see, Ghana, maybe the semi-final cry we could have reached there,
Exactly,
because our group
exactly.
was already tough. So
Exactly.
had we passed through that group stage, Charlie,
Exactly.
money there, money be a whole lot. So make we go on.
So 2022, that is virtually our last World Cup that we have not played.
Okay.
And so in 2022, these are the defenders that had the opportunity to represent the Black Stars at the Qatar World Cup.
Okay.
Mohamed Salisu had the opportunity to join. Joseph Edu of Celta Vigo had the opportunity to join. Gideon Mensah had the opportunity. Ali Disedu, your own man, had also had the opportunity to represent. Tariq Lamptey, formerly of Brighton and Hove Albion. They also had the opportunity to represent, and Baba Rahman. He also had the opportunity, and then Professor, that is Dennis Odoy. Also had the, he also had the opportunity to Daniel Amati and then Alexandra Jiku. They had the opportunity to represent Ghana.
So quickly, let's do this. I'm not diverting the whole thing, but let's take the list again. Salisu, right?
Yes.
Salisu is not going to the next World Cup.
Salisu is not going to World Cup.
So even if you are looking at experience here, like 2022, we have Salisu. Unfortunately, because of injury,
exactly,
he's probably not going.
He's not going.
How things are going there.
He's not going.
Then who again?
We had Jiku and then Daniel Amati. Amati is eventually out of
Jiku
the squad.
With the press say make it fit.
Yes.
Because Jiku actually the back line. Yeah. Hey. Amati, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
He's training though, but he's not. He has no team playing for right now. Yes. So these are the players that had the opportunity to go to the World Cup 2022 at Qatar. And we saw the performance of Daniel Amati, Alexander Juku, Mohamed Salisu, Ali Diseidu, Tariq Lamptey, and then Dennis Odoy. These are the highlights of the players that had their fair share of the performance at the Qatar 2022. Though the 2022 World Cup, our performance was not anything to write home about. Exactly. I've always been of a firm belief that it is one of those World Cups that it was a learning moment for our technical team. It was a learning moment for most of our youngsters and our young players who had the opportunity to play at that particular World Cup. Because if you are going to a World Cup and you had Daniel Amati, who has never been to the World Cup, Alexander Juku, Mohamed Salisu, Ali Diseidu, Tariq Lamptey, Dennis Odoy, who had not tasted the World Cup performance before, and then they went and then they gave out that performance. I think that it was just a learning process for us because clearly our performance at the World Cup was a bit low. And the good thing for this current Black Stars is that at the 2026 World Cup, the good thing for us is that we are still going to have most of our players who had the opportunity to play in Qatar 2022 having the opportunity to play in this particular World Cup that we are about to embark. And I think that it's a very good sign for us, irrespective of whatever happens. The only player that we are going to miss and is going to cause us a great deal is Mohamed Salisu, because if you see the performance of Salisu for the Black Stars, whenever he dons on the jersey and partners with Alexander Juku, solid at the back, and they have tasted, we have tried them in projects, and then it has just been working. But I'm just praying that we'll also have another person partnering with Jiku, and with Jiku's experience, Jiku's leadership quality at the back, will be able to come out and then play very good football at the World Cup. So I think that these are the squad that had the opportunity to be at the World Cup from 2006, 2010, 2014, 2022 for Ghana at the World Cup, biggest stages of world football
as defenders.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, Bernardo. So guys, you heard it all from Bernardo himself. Now, Bernardo, let's talk about 2026 World Cup. Center backs, right backs, left backs. Which of them is actually making the squad? Last time we projected our top 3 goalkeepers, and I think you actually predicted Benjamin Asare, Artizigi, and Joseph Tetanan, right?
Yeah.
Together with some standbys. Let's talk about the defenders. Which defenders do you think this time around they are making the squad? We've already made mention that we are not going to get Mohamed Salisu due to injury. Then Baba Rahman, who made the previous World Cup, is also not going to be part of this one because, well, I don't know, maybe last minute a change can come. But Baba Rahman,
if all other things being equal, if we are talking about our players who are on the European scene and playing very well for PAOK in the Greece Super League, nobody can convince me that Baba Rahman can be part of the squad.
Baba Rahman,
But himself,
that even their last game he was benched. He came on 60 something minutes.
But he's still a top-notch player.
But Baba Rahman has made it clear that for him, he doesn't want to play the Black Stars team.
It's one issue.
You
I
get
think,
it. So,
yes.
See, that day I was at the stadium. You know, I really remember what happened. That's Ghana Central African Republic.
Okay.
That game. See, we were trailing 1-0 first half, and just imagine, like Ghana in Kumasi, we were trailing. Kudus actually equalized, I think, before the first half with a free kick, and second half we got NS Loma who scored a goal. And that time, the Central African Republic team, they were using our left back. That day, they were really on Baba Rahman. So, Baba Rahman, now you know they sit up. So, naturally, the fans, they're vexed. They boo him. I'm not saying it was right, but I think he should have actually taken it calm or light. You know, fans, that's how we are.
I'm of a firm belief that there is more to it than the booing at the stadium. Because if it is up to the booing, we have seen great players being booed even at the Santiago Bernabeu, the Cristiano Ronaldo.
But it was after that game that he released a statement that,
and I'm saying that
for now he's going to focus on club side.
I'm saying that personally, I think there is more to it than just the booing on.
Tell us the more that you think it is.
My lord, you and I were not there.
No, I'm coming.
When he was taking a decision,
I'm coming. That more to it, are you referring to from the fans or from the team?
Oh, definitely, it might be from his own performance. It can be from the technical team's position. It can be to the formation of the technical team playing. Because you see, we have seen players flourishing in the three-back system, and they struggle to play in the 4-2-2 diamond formation system. So all these things would definitely play an integral role in players not performing in national teams. Because we have seen players who are great at their club side, but they struggle when they come to the national side. A classical example is Antoine Semenyo. Antoine Semenyo has been a classical example. And Inaki Williams has also been a classical example. These are guys.
But see, Semenyo's own, for me, I don't think it is down to tactics. I think it is really down to Semenyo himself. Because if you watch Semenyo, the kind of chances he got, especially against Sudan, hey, Charlie, clear opportunities. The game against, I think we played one, was it against Angola or one of the... Semenyo, I think he has not really performed bad. Sometimes we use him as a decoy for other players to score. Especially the game against Madagascar, the free kicks, the corner kicks we score. Like, he has a role to play, but I think it is really down to the player. Let's come to Baba Rahman. For me, I feel per what Otuado has said in post-matches and pre-matches. Sometimes we go to press conference. Otuado has really been hammering on the supporters. He says, like, we should know how to, behave towards the players or handle them. They're also humans and a whole lot of things. He was saying that because he's been trying to convince Baba Rahman, but it seems the player is not ready because of how the fans actually behave towards him.
The fans like this, it will be difficult for you
to control them sometimes.
Because we feel that it is our taxpayers' money that is being used to.
And that is the same tournament we didn't qualify for, AFCON.
Exactly.
So you can somehow, I'm not saying it is right, but it is sad. Yes. So Baba Rahman, I'm not sure he's making the squad.
He might not be part of the squad. So these are the probables. And I think Mohamed Salisu have talked about him. The injury will be a big block for him not to partake.
And a big blow to Ghana.
Yes, a very big blow.
Look at that telepathy, that understanding between
Chuku and himself. And if you can even clearly see how even AS Monaco is struggling after his injury.
Exactly.
Look at the game against Paris Saint-Germain.
Really dropping.
You can't be up by two and then you come and lose by 3. If you had supposed to be there, it would have been a different game altogether for AS Monaco. So Salisu's injury is a big blow to the Black Stars of Ghana. Alexander Juku has been a reliable centre back, a leader, a pillar, and a solid player for Ghana at our heart of defense. He will be there. Tariq Lamptey is also there, but I've not been seeing. Yes, injury has really worried him because the kind of performances he was putting up for Brighton and Hove Albion. Anytime he goes and comes back, you can clearly see that he is just a good player. But the injury situation for him has been a bit of a problem for us.
So I think last week he returned. He's now training with Fiorentina.
Okay.
Since he joined them, he played some few matches and went on injury again. So right now hopefully he will come back before the World Cup. So Tarek Lamptey, possibly he can make the squad.
For the fullback position, that is what we are expecting. Ali Disedu was also out injured. He has returned.
Yeah, he has returned.
And for Ali Disedu, there's one thing that we have not really paid attention to.
Okay.
He's that player who has that versatility in him.
Okay.
He can play as a right back. He can play as a left back.
Right centre back.
Exactly. For him, I'm praying that he stays fit and then he will be able to make the squad, because in cases that we have players at the World Cup who are injured, Seydou can just come in, step in and then master the defense for us. And I'm just praying that he'll be injury free. He'll have more game time, and then he will virtually be part of the squad. Gideon Mensah has been there, but Gideon Mensah, the only problem we have for him is sometimes his performance on the field. Nobody can convince me he's not a good player. He's a very good player. When he first joined the Black Stars, you clearly see that this is one for the future. Okay. But you see, players, they have their own and their ups and downs in football. Exactly. And you can't take anything away from them. It happens to every footballer. You can never be constant throughout your entire career. You have your ups and downs.
But some certain points there, Charlie, we don't have to hold brief for them. You have to perform.
That is where I was. That's where I was coming.
So why didn't you talk about Ali Disedu in terms of his performance, and you were talking about Gideon Mensah? Because Ali also has similar issues. Ali is my guy. You see, that's one thing about me. No matter how close you are to me, I will tell you the truth. Alidu also needs to up his game, his performance.
Definitely.
Sometimes you are going to clap for Alidu when you are watching him, because he's going to give you top-notch performance. Sure. But other times too, Charlie, you watch Alidu and you be like, hey, Charlie, is this Alidu? So I think all of these players, they need to work on. And sometimes, so as you said, it is down to the tactics of the coach.
Sure.
Especially if you are playing 4-back and you are using Gideon Mensah sometimes as a left back, you might have issues when he's defending. Just like Baba Rahman.
He's always a suspect.
You see
he's always a suspect.
I think Alidu too, sometimes we want to play 3-back, then we want to use him as a right wing back. Then sometimes if he's tracking back, it will be a problem.
Exactly.
So Otuado, work on these things and hopefully
we'll get able to perform. So Jerome Opoku is also a centre back.
Okay.
That we have in our ranks that he might be able to.
Istanbul Başakşehir.
Exactly. Solid player by our standard. And if he has the opportunity in the north, I think he's also going to deliver. It all boils down to the tactics that, like I've already said.
I think this time around, that guy needs to step up.
Sure.
Because there is no Salisu. And probably we have Jerome Opoku and one other left centre back at OGC Nice. That young guy we brought him in. I think Opon Pepra.
Yeah, Opon Pepra. Yeah.
That guy can also really step. Yes. Yeah. These two guys need to step up their game, because if we don't have Salisu, one of them probably will start alongside
Definitely.
and they have to step up.
Definitely. So these are guys that we are talking about. Jonas Ajeti too is also a player.
Yes. Uzbek, right?
Uzbek. And you clearly see how they are hyping him on their socials.
Charlie,
they are always
posting him.
Hey. we are also watching him, because joining the Bundesliga is a top tier league in the European scene, and having the opportunity to be there, I'm just praying that his performances will he will do the talking on the field of play, and we have the opportunity to be part of the Black Stars. He just needs to exhibit the talent that he has, and then he will be good to go. Ebenezer Annan has been with the Black Stars, and he has had quite some games, and for me, I think he has not convinced me that much. But he's the player to watch. You see, sometimes the games that we start these guys, they are not games that will speak well of them. But if you watch them in their club side, you clearly see that this is a gem. This is a player
the guy is doing well.
Exactly.
He played for Saint Etienne, right?
Yes.
In the
in the French League Championnat. Yes, League 2. So I think that he's a player that we also need to pay a critical attention to. We need to give him confidence. We need to boost his morale. And then if these guys have this correct and then good environment, they'll be able to make the squad for us. Caleb Yenchi is one player I really hate when I watch him in any part of our defense. Because if you watch
but you are mentioning him there. I'm not expecting you to mention him as part of our defense.
Yes, because
that guy needs to be in the midfield.
The guy just needs to be in the midfield.
But you just mentioned him.
I am bringing him into this conversation
because of Otuado.
Yes.
Or the technical team.
The technical team has
bring him there. Yeah.
We should not send Caleb Yenchi to the World Cup and play him at the right back or left back.
I just will be anyone I say.
Exactly.
Like
in
all
games
those
that
there are not
I say
performing.
your game now your players no prepare. Now you need an asomaji record. Now you like we need to switch formation. Then we go carry and go there. Then go play. But if we have full house, then we want somebody to be doing that holding midfield role for us. I think Caleb Yenchi, if you have been following Nogilans,
I think that guy Pate Sibo in the midfield, Charlie, for me.
Cool job.
Yeah.
Then we'll free Kudus Mohammed if he's fit by the World Cup.
Because Kudus as a lone 10 sometimes or bread or dog.
Or bread.
See, so later we talk about
so that is the only player I just don't want to see him be part of the defense. He needs to be part of the midfield. Sure. He needs to get the starting nod and it will be good for us. So these are the players I'm expecting that the coaches will make cuts from these players and then they will send to the World Cup. For me, I've always said it, and I said it even in our first episode, that we will have a chance to really exhibit our talent. It boils down to the technical teams. It boils down to the kind of formation, the kind of game plan that we will send to the World Cup. That will mastermind our performance. And it also has to boil down to the commitment level of our players at the tournament.
Sure.
And the preparation as a country we are going to make. And the target we are supposed to give them for this particular World Cup. I am of the view that the teams that we are going to meet, if our preparation goes well, if our players are injury free, if our technical team selects the right men for the right job, if our technical team selects the right men for the right job, I'm rehashing this particular point. If the players are being selected and they are going to play their heart out, it is a World Cup for us to do amazing things in US, Canada, and then Mexico.
Yeah, sure.
It is a World Cup for us that we are going to just leave a big mark. Great. And then the world will just be celebrating us so far as the World Cup is concerned. For me, these are the things that we need to do, and if we are able to do it, we are going to just make a big, huge impact in the World Cup.
So these are your players that you think Otuado should look into them very well and pick his best. Whether we are going to go with 8 defenders, of which I think we will go with. I also have some players in mind. This one I'm just calling them off head. Because I wanted to hear Derek Cohn. Have you been watching him, the left back for Union Berlin? I think he played his blaster.
I've been following the stories I've been doing about him.
Yeah, Derek Cohn is solid left back. I think he needs to be in the team. Then
to give competition.
He needs to start.
He needs to start, but we have Gideon Mensah.
Do you know Derek Cohn? Well, we have Gideon Mensah, right? So going forward, we need to give him opportunities probably in the friendly matches for us to see whether he can start ahead of Gideon Mensah. But personally, I trust Derek Cohn. See, I feel Otuado is not giving our left back chances. Even if you watch the Unity Cup 2025, we had Ebenezer Annan on the bench. He came on against Germany. He provided assist for Thomas Asante to score. But the next game, he was on the bench. Almost, I think, full 90 minutes against, I think we played 3rd place against, is it Trinidad and Tobago? I was expecting Ebenezer Annan to be given opportunity. He was just on the bench. Gideon Mensah, experienced player, he was still playing 90 minutes.
That is where this thing comes in. The new technical team, they come in.
Yeah.
Now we have new brains joining our Black Stars technical team. And these are people who I'm not sure they are just going to stick to a player or two. They are just going to do a whole map up of the players and see the strength of these players.
But who is the boss?
But definitely the final decision will come from him.
Who is the boss?
Otuado. But
Finito.
I am of a firm belief that it's going to be on performance-based selections.
But the reason why I'm saying that is, I'm not cutting you off. If we are playing friendly matches and we are not giving the player opportunity to play, how can you assess him very well with the national team? Because it is not every player who will actually move or transfer his performance at the club side to the national team. Some of them, they might come to the national team and some will come and they will even play better than they played at their club side.
We have some friendly games coming up. And definitely,
for me, Derek Cohn, Ebenezer Annan, these left backs, we need to give them opportunities. Gideon Mensah, we know what he can do. So if you are going to play against
we should also give opportunities to Solomon Agbesi.
Me, I don't have problem.
Okay.
Any player that we want to give opportunities to, you want to bring your own, your own thing back. We are talking about defenders. You are bringing it. So you see,
I am also giving a classical example. I think I agree with you 100%.
So see, against Austria, you start a center, a left back like Derek Cohn or Ebenezer Annan or any other left back.
You know Mensah will start.
Why should you start him? Like that game, we are not taking it to anywhere. You get it? Like we know Gideon Mensah, we know everything that he can do. Aside teamwork, I understand sometimes you need more teamwork, more cohesion.
Sure.
Against Germany, you can start Gideon Mensah. Against Austria, start Derek Cohn. Let's give him more opportunities. Let's see what he can do. Ebenezer Annan and other left backs. Same as the right back. Right now, we have issues with our right back. Who is going to be the right back for us? So if you think Alidu, you are going to stick with him, give him opportunity. Let's see. If you have any other right back, give that player opportunity. Let's see what he can do. Same as centre backs. Abdulmumin, I would also like to see him back into the Black Star team, even though he is just returned for Vallecano, and over the weekend he was part of their team. So we need to give him some time to actually play at the club side before we bring him back. But any other centre backs, let's bring them in, give that player opportunity. Let's see what he can do before you go to the World Cup.
Any defender from the Ghana Premier League?
Ghana Premier League defender, maybe Lordamo of Kotoko as a right back, because Black Star right back now, as we are saying, those who are there, mention them. Okay. If Tariq can stay fit, but constantly.
This year's the Premier League are playing, I think the defenders have not really convinced us.
Yeah.
Yes, our centre backs, they have not been really convincing.
I'm coming. Wait, defenders have not convinced you, right?
Oh, sure.
But has the strikers convinced you?
This season's Premier League,
Ghana Premier League. So if the strikers are not scoring, it means the defenders are good.
This year, for her to who has been your
SB is doing well.
For me, there's one thing.
See, I can give you about 5 centre backs in the Ghana League. They are all doing well.
He's now picking up. Is he?
But just that they are level. See, I'm not saying if you watch SB on the normal day, SB is good.
Very
you
good,
watch a player like as I said, I can give you more. You watch a player like Emmanuel Aban, Heart of Lions, very good centre back.
Ebenezer Aban.
He's even Ebenezer Aban. Yes, thank you. He's been even to the Black Star team before.
Sure.
Very good. Nations FC's Razak Simpson, very good centre back. You get it. So for them at their level, they are performing, but to transfer the same performance to the top level,
it's all about the opportunities you are supposed to.
Recently, we saw Media MSC's midfielder who joined the Black Stars team, Prince Owusu.
Yeah, Prince Owusu.
We were all hyping him. I know he was good. But Charlie, was it against South Korea or South Korea? Did you see the performance? You get it. So well later we'll talk about it. That's okay. Charlie, time they call. So guys, some of the conversation we didn't plan. In fact, we don't want to plan anything. We just want to come vibe and yes. Thank you guys for watching. Your last words, anything that you want to add?
They should also share their opinion in the comments.
Yeah, they will do.
Yes, they should share. Yeah, good.
They will do. So let me give shout outs quickly. Some few shout outs here, very very necessary. Let me mention some few names under the last video I posted. Okay, so I have seen guys like Gideon Akagbo, thank you for being here with us. Titus Andor, you are here, thank you. Upon Kingsford, I've seen you. 247 Jale, Ofochu Prosper, Dotmore. Akimbasia Herbert, thank you for being here always. John AJ, I've seen you. EKSL is here. Stefan DK, Ima 8485, Apekua Bednego, Bernarda, I've seen your comments. Akodak Bashiru, thank you. Thank you. Then I have Rashid Barson, thank you. Frank Adepo is here. Martin Sewu, you're also here. Derry Matthew is here. Bill Clinton is here. Ruben Ado, you are here. Richard Wilson, thank you for being here as well. Kevin Kwao, you are here. Yeah, great. Daniel Doe is here. Godwin Tuba, and all the other fantastic guys. So, guys, we'll come your way with another episode on the Blaster Podcast on this channel. Let me know what you think about everything we talked about, and add yours in the comment box. Like the video for me. Subscribe. Put on the bell for more updates on this channel. This was Kenny TV, and of course, we shall meet later.